Welcome guys to another video on NIKKE Goddess of Victory. Now in today's video what I want to do is talk about Mica, because honestly I feel like the community is kind of divided on whether this character is going to be good or not. I've seen players say that she's good, I've seen players say she's bad. I personally think she does have a good kit. I don't think it's a broken kit. However, after Ludmilla has been released, a lot of people are now saying that it is an easy skip for Mica, since we don't know whether we're going to get a New Year's Pilgrim unit. So it's good that we know Ludmilla is a very top tier character. A lot of people are saying even if Mica is decent, it is just worth getting Ludmilla, forgetting about Mica, and then saving for the New Year Pilgrim unit, which is kind of a smart move. But I wanted to say that Mica does have good skills that we need to talk about, because I think people just say her skills are mid, which I don't really understand why people say that. Yes, her skills are not broken. I can look at the skill and say straight away, yes, it isn't broken. It's just a good kit. But to call her mid is yeah, but obviously I might be wrong when she comes out and she's actually mid. But let's take a look at her skills one more time before I go ahead and talk about well, trying to cook her up in terms of like saying what content she could be good in, or whether she might be better in the future when newer content is released. Because right now we do know that this is the end of 2023. 2023 we got no new content basically except Liberation, but I mean new game modes. We did not get any new game modes in 2023. The game has been out for a year and no new game modes, so it's safe to say that in 2024 we are probably going to get a new game mode. And with the release of a new game mode, we don't know what like the enemies are going to be like. Are they going to introduce debuffing, like a whole load of debuff abilities in that new content, which would actually make this unit be very good? And since she is a limited character, essentially you can only get her right now or next year 2024 Christmas, and that's when you can actually pull her. So in that regards it does make her very limited. And if you don't summon for her now, which is understandable, if you want to skip on her, it's understandable. Obviously wait and see what happens when she does get released into the game. But if you do skip on her because she's not like triple S tier, she's not as good as Ludmilla, because Ludmilla is definitely on the same tier as Modernia, so triple S tier in my opinion, or like in double S tier, that's still very good. But when you take a look at Mica's skill, you can't really say she's going to be double S tier and whatnot, but she does seem like a decent, like a good burst one character. And now one thing I want to say is this ability over here with the attack increase is actually similar to Red Hood. So Red Hood has, obviously, you know, she can be a burst 1, burst 2, or burst 3. But with the burst 1 ability, Red Hood actually gives like 77% of casters attack as a buff to all allies. And from the calculation and from testing, we already know that it's actually better than Litter's buff. Actually, I'll just go over to my Litter. So my Litter over here, we already calculated that this over here is a good buff with the 56%. Obviously if you get this level 10 is a lot more higher, but Red Hood burst 1 ability actually is better than Litter's, because the duration is a lot longer, as well as the buffing capability is based on her attack, and that is actually very good. So 77%, that is very high. But if you take a look at Mica's is only like half of Red Hood, and don't forget Red Hood also has higher attack stat than Mica as well. So I don't know how it's going to be compared to like Litter's own damage buff, but I don't think it's going to be on the same tier as Litter, especially when also Mica's duration is also 5 seconds. I think they should have made it 10 seconds just to be safe. But I do think potential to be good ability, and then this spell is just an add-on that is not going to be fully utilized right now. Now someone said the damage taken reduction that she provides is going to be useless. I don't know why they said that. Yes, it is 20%, which isn't a huge amount, but let's just imagine we get a new character in the future that also has reduction in damage taken, because there is definitely going to be more characters in the future like they do get released with this ability, and I'm guessing it's going to be able to stack as well. So if you have Mica over here with the ability to, you know, reduce damage taken plus another unit that has that as their own kit, you can essentially improve their survivability and make them tank even more. Now Is it best to tank a lot in PvE content? Not really. PvE, you're trying to do as much damage as possible, but obviously if you're going against content with a high CP deficit, which I'm currently in, we get one-shotted once we get hit with like specific enemies, which I can actually go ahead and show you right now. Going over to campaign, there is a specific enemy that literally, if you don't kill fast enough, they literally just attack you, or not really attack you, they jump on you and they explode, and you basically get one-shotted. So I'm guessing if you had Mica, and let's say the 20% damage taking buff is there, she can actually help you from save you from dying. So you will notice when our enemy spawns, you will notice that we just get obliterated. It's not this one so far, it's the ones that get summoned. Where are they? Where? Okay, look at this. Yes, look at what's her face, Noir. She got taken, and she got a huge amount of DPS done to her. So I'm guessing if you had a character like Mica, you can protect yourself from this huge onslaught of DPS being done to you. However, I can't deny the fact that I don't think 20% is a huge amount, and also you need to stack this up. It isn't like, oh, instant, oh, you have this over here. So honestly, I do understand why people say she is mid. I don't think she's gonna be like, oh damn, she's broken. I think they were probably scared to release a character with damage taken reduction, because that honestly would be an absolutely amazing skill. The only other character I believe that has that is literally Ludmilla. I think the devs are scared of giving that skill out because it is better than defense buff. Where is the normal Ludmilla? I'm talking about the normal Ludmilla, by the way. So if you guys are still stuck in train, I don't think you should be, because you have Red Hood now. Red Hood should automatically help you with train. But if you're still stuck in train, the train meaning the interception boss, you can definitely run Ludmilla, which she does have. Where is it? So damage taken, look at this, 35.82% for 15 seconds. Wait, this is only at level 1. Okay, I kind of understand actually. I kind of understand why people say she's mid. 20% isn't a huge amount, and if it was like 40%, honestly, I would have said, yeah, that's pretty good. If it was 40%, no doubt about it, it would have been like very, very good. So let's go back. So I want to find Ludmilla, normal one actually, because I want to see what it is like with her. So Ludmilla over here, she is ooh, not this. How good is it? 57%. So 57%, that is a huge amount, but still she gets obliterated as well, I think. If I remember correctly, she still gets obliterated, but I'm pretty sure it's because of all the taunting she does. And yeah, you're going to be taking a lot of damage, even if you have that damage taken debuff reduction on you. The amount of damage you're taking is going to be pretty huge. But just imagine running Ludmilla, but she's another burst one. I don't think you want to run another burst one with her. So that's, yeah. So, okay, I kind of understand. You know what? I don't understand. I completely understand why people don't think she's going to be a good character. I completely understand that. Besides that, she does have the ammo capacity increase, which is actually good. But this is when it's fully stacked. And she does have this increased stack count by 1, which right now many people or players have not found that much of a broken use for this, but it actually does have the potential to be very, very strong. We just have to wait for more characters to be released that can fully utilize this increased stack count of stackable buffs by 1. But also, if you take a look at this, after activates when entering battle, she has a 300% increase in her burst gauge feeling, which a lot of people are saying that is for PvP. But I can't lie, since we know SMGs don't really have that much like burst gauge with filling speed, sorry, we don't know how good this is going to be. But initially if you take a look at 300%, a lot of people are going to say, whoa, that is insane. So I potentially see this being actually good. I'm just going to assume it is going to be good for PvP. So I might have to run Jackal and her at the same time. Yes, I know the rest of her skills don't actually work too well in PvP, especially that damage taken reduction, because you need to stack that up, and it's going to take way too long to stack it up, especially in PvP, since if the enemy is able to burst first, you're done. But if this burst gauge filling speed is amazing, and I mean amazing, this wouldn't matter, because it means she will do her burst first, she will increase attack, and I don't know. How quick is it gonna be to stack up at least 10%? So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that fast to be able to stack this damage reduction stuff. But don't forget, if you pair that up with Jackal though, Jackal does have the ability to share the DPS around. So that is actually going to mitigate the damage you take, but only by 2% if you only have it at stack 1. But if it's at 10 stacks, which I doubt you're going to be able to, do in PvP. Actually, that's what am I pressing toe for? There we go, Jackal. Yeah, she does share it around, so I guess that would be actually good as well. She also does defense buff, but it don't really matter. Damage taken increase. Oh, okay. So yeah, I do understand why people say she's meh or mid. I do think if you look at her skills and you take a look at Ludmilla in game, the answer is pretty simple for free-to-play players. Probably go for Ludmilla. So anyways, just wait for players to test her out when she comes out on the 14th. I will be testing her out as well. I definitely want to get one copy of her because we don't know whether this spelling buffs debuff, sorry, is going to be very, very amazing in the future. And I also heard that since A2 has the ability to actually nerf herself, not really nerf herself, sorry, her burst skill gives her a debuff, but also strengthens her as well. So if you take a look at this, I heard that, so as you can see, own HP is decreased every second while HP and charge speed increases. If own HP dips below 40%, mode B is deactivated. So I've heard that you can use the dispel to basically stop you from decreasing HP, but you still have the buffs. So basically mode B is activated for the entire time, so you then have the increased attack, increased charge speed, and current HP. So that's something we need to test out. They use Cocoa, I believe, to test that out, but this is something that we need to test out when Mica comes out, so wait and stay tuned for that. It's been your boy AC Gamer. Stay tuned for more content on NIKKE Goddess of Victory. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.